During production, the ideology that I was a glorified babysitter, kindly highlighted by my tutor Jodie, became ever more apparent. I felt that due to the amount of pre-production work I had completed, the set would run like a well-oiled machine, allowing me to ensure that everyone else's job was easier. Whether it was feeding the cast and crew, assisting departments with kit, or even co-directing scenes, I understood that everyone was feeling the pressure, especially because of COVID, and I often stepped in to assist them. My aim was to create a professional environment where all parties felt comfortable and relaxed. Although I undertook numerous job roles, I ensured to upkeep my responsibilities as a producer in addition to babysitting. Before each filming date, I would send out a call sheet which included the time of arrival, address, and the details of those who were on set that day. I also included a loose schedule of the day. As we were not allowed to visit many of the locations before our scheduled shoot day because of COVID restrictions, it made making a detailed shooting schedule more difficult, as we couldn't figure out logistics until we got to set. Therefore, after discussing with my group, I opted to create a loose schedule allowing time slots for each designated scene instead of each individual shot. This worked to our advantage, as it allowed us to keep on time and keep everyone comfortable, as both the director, cinematographer, and sound designer had their own collaborative documents and creative freedom for each scene, without the pressure of getting each shot in an allocated time frame. It was my role to ensure that we kept a schedule. We often found ourselves finishing scenes early, with only one exception due to an equipment error. I believe that my extensive pre-production organisation and my ability to maintain a relaxed, productive environment was a large factor to this success. On set, COVID security was one of my main priorities. I ensured that everyone sanitised their hands throughout the day and wore a face covering. I opted for the director and the cast to wear face shields, as we discovered that masks often made it difficult to communicate effectively. Food was packaged individually, and our cast and crew had COVID tests every 2 days to ensure the safety to all those involved. Although at times we had got closer than the recommended social distancing guidelines, I remained vigilant throughout filming, ensuring social distancing rules were adhered to as closely as possible, and I'm pleased to announce not one member of our cast or crew got COVID during the filming process. Therefore, I'd like to count our COVID safety measures a success. Although, as mentioned previously, it was my role to assist everyone, it was still my priority to maintain control of the set. I also recognised that it was important to keep my team motivated, and as mentioned by an article by In Praise, motivation evidently results in good communication. I made sure there was a constant flow of communication so everyone knew what was happening at all times, including quick announcements of the schedule and plan for the day before we started shooting. This open communication also allowed me to take initiative and announce quick solutions to any issues I thought could spiral and affect our schedule, like getting last-minute items or making a light grid. My main secondary role was assistant director. I assisted Ibby at every opportunity I had. Recognising that he needed my support was incredibly important for the flow of the shoot, and at times when he was feeling overwhelmed, I had to take the initiative and direct scenes on the spot quickly and effectively. My nickname on set was the Continuity Queen, and I ensured that each take looked the same as the last. I found myself becoming picky about the small details that you wouldn't notice until you went into post-production. I did this in the bid to make the editor's job easier. At times, our shoots were 12 hours long, so keeping everybody motivated and inspired was a challenge. I ensured that everyone had refreshments and we played on-set games. The methods I took to encourage my teams at time may be classed as unconventional.
Would you rather be a bird that can't fly or a fish that can't swim?
But these moments allowed us to connect as a team, lifting everyone's spirits, which evidently motivated my team to power through stressful times. Like Clark and Mahadi in 2017, who researched workplace respect between leaders and followers, I found that by treating all those involved with the same level of respect and kindness reflected how people communicated effectively with each other and improved productivity. I also recognised that the film industry is run on a who-you-know basis, and by building good relationships with those you work with can affect future recommendations.
It's pretty incredible to think that Phoebes is only, I'm guessing, 2021, just because of the way she holds herself when she's on set. She's already got that amazing ability to be able to lead and command from the front. She's a really cool person, very easy to get along with and joke with, but then when it comes time, to be serious and to get down to the nitty and gritty, she is right on top of that, and she runs a very, very good operation.
During the post-production phase, I had to return to my previous role. I had to organise paperwork and any other legal documentation. I also had a schedule for the editing phase and held weekly updates with the editor and director. After all the uncertainty of a year dictated by the coronavirus, due to our commitment and organisation skills, we were able to submit our film on time and without any issues. My biggest takeaway from making Conceded is that you can have fun when making a film. Although it is important to keep the process professional at all times, there is no harm in enjoying the ride and taking the unconventional route when the need arises. If you are well prepared, organised and communicate effectively, you can work together and build excellent working relationships, creating a product you are proud of. I believe we did just that, despite many hurdles we faced along the way.